ASMR. Hello. Espa here with another ASMR video for you and you and you and you. Today I have Paddington. I got another Happy Meal, as you can see, and I got this lovely book, Michael Bond, and illustrated by W.R.W. Alley. Look at this cute little bear. So if you do remember, we previously read If You Take a Mouse to School, and you guys enjoyed that, so I decided to go ahead and go pick up another book. There's a lot of yard work going on outside, and sadly it's gonna be like that, I think, maybe for the next few days, because they are removing some trees and stuff, and I don't want to not film for that long, so I hope we can work with it, and I hope that it doesn't bother you too much. Guess we'll see. Hopefully this is really relaxing. This is the second video reading these cute little Happy Meal books, so if you enjoy this one again, I'll go pick up another one, okay? So let's get started. Paddington. By the way, this book is a little bit more reading. It has a lot more reading, actually, so I'll be showing you the images in the beginning and then after I read, okay? Just because I can't read these tiny little words from the side. I have to turn the book around, okay? Paddington. Okay. Are you comfy? Are you feeling good? Okay, perfect. Mr. and Mrs. Brown first met Paddington on a railway platform. In fact, that's how he came to have such an unusual name for a bear, because Paddington was the name of the station. The Browns were waiting to meet their daughter, Judy, when Mr. Brown noticed something small and furry near the left luggage office. "It looks like a bear," he said. "A bear," repeated Miss Brown. "In Paddington Station. Don't be silly, Henry. That can't be." And she looks very much in disbelief, right? Okay. But Mr. Brown was right. It was sitting on an old leather suitcase marked "Wanted on Voyage," and as they drew near, it stood up and politely raised its hat. "Good afternoon," it said. "May I help you?" "It's very kind of you," said Mr. Brown, "but as a matter of fact, we were wondering if we could help you." "You're a very small bear," said Mrs. Brown. "Where are you from?" The bear looked around carefully before replying. "Darkest Peru. I'm not really supposed to be here at all. I'm a stowaway." He looks a little concerned there, as you can see. And we have this cute little picture. "You don't mean to say you've come all the way from South America on your own?" exclaimed Mrs. Brown. "Whatever did you do for food?" Unlocking the suitcase, the bear took out an almost empty glass of jar. "I ate marmalade," it said. "Bears like marmalade." Mrs. Brown looked at the label around the bear's neck. It said, "Quite simply, please look after this bear. Thank you." What a cutie. What a cutie. Oh, Henry, she cried, we can't leave him here all by himself. There's no knowing what might happen to him. Can't he come home and stay with us? Stay with us, repeated Mr. Brown nervously. He looked down at the bear. Would you like that? He asked. That is, he added hastily, if you have nothing else planned. Oh, yes, replied the bear, I would like that very much. I've nowhere to go and everyone seems in such a hurry. Cute little bear wants to go with them. That settles it, said Mrs. Brown. Now you must be thirsty after your journey, Mr. Brown. Can you get some tea while I go and meet our daughter, Judy? But Mary, said Mr. Brown, we don't even know its name. Mrs. Brown thought for a moment. I know, she said. We'll call him Paddington, after the station. Paddington. The bear tested it several times to make sure. It sounded very important. Mr. Brown tried it out next. Follow me, Paddington, he said. I'll take you to the snack bar. Alrighty. I got these little images here. It's pretty cute. Mr. Brown was as good as his word. Paddington had never seen so many snacks in one tray, and he didn't know which to try first. He was so hungry and thirsty that he climbed up onto the table to get a better look. Mr. Brown turned away, pretending he had tea with a bear at Paddington Station every day of his life. Henry, cried Mrs. Brown when she arrived with Judy, what are you doing to that poor bear? Paddington jumped up to raise his hat, and in his haste he slipped on a strawberry tart, skidded on the cream, and fell over backward into his cup of tea. Oh. I guess he wasn't really paying too much attention to him, was he? He was too worried about not being shy over here with everyone staring. Well, alright. Oh, I can't flip the page. Sorry. Okay. Look at these cute little images. There's the daughter, Judy. I guess she's back now. The waitress is not happy about that. I don't think they're gonna want to pick him up in the taxi. Oh no. Let's see. I think we'd better go before anything else happens, said Mr. Brown. Judy took hold of Paddington's paw. Come along, she said. We'll take you home, and you can meet Miss Bird and my brother Jonathan. Mr. Brown led the way to a waiting taxi. Number 32, Windsor Gardens, please, he said. The driver stared at Paddington. Bears extra, he glowed. Sticky bears is twice as much, and make sure none of it comes off in my interior. It was clean when I set out this morning. Oh, I guess he's saying yes, but it's gonna cost twice as much. Makes sense, it's a bear. But he's so cute. Oh no, he looks angry. I wonder what's gonna happen. Alright. The sun was shining as they drove out of the station, and there were cars and big red buses everywhere. Paddington waved at some people waiting at a bus stop, and several of them waved back. It was all very friendly. Paddington taped the taxi driver. Oh, sorry. Paddington tapped the taxi driver on his shoulder. It isn't a bit like Darkest Peru, he announced. The man jumped at the sound of Paddington's voice. Cream, he said bitterly. Cream and jam all over my coat. He slit the window behind him shut. Oh dear, Henry, murmured Mrs. Brown. I wonder if we're if we're doing the right thing. That's why he got upset, because he got cream all over him. Oh no. Now Mrs. Brown is getting concerned. I guess they made it home. Fortunately, before anyone had time to answer, they arrived at Windsor Gardens, and Judy helped Paddington onto the pavement. Now you're going to meet Mrs. Bird, she said. She looked after us. She's a bit fierce at times, but she doesn't really mean it. I'm sure you'll like her. Paddington felt his knees begin to wobble. I'm sure I shall. If you say so, he replied. The thing is, will she like me? A little nervous. She looks a little upset here, huh? We'll see how she feels. Goodness gracious, exclaimed Miss Bird. What have you got there? It's not a... What? Said Judy. It's a bear, called Paddington, and he's coming to stay with us. A bear? Said Miss Bird, as Paddington raised his hat. Well, he has good manners, I'll say that for him. I'm afraid I stepped on a jam tart by mistake, said Paddington. I can see that, said Miss Bird. You'd better have a bath before you're very much older. Judy can turn it on for you. I disarray. You'll be wanting some marmalade too. I think she likes you, whispered Judy. Oh, she likes him. Okay. I thought she was going to be upset. Oh, we got some cute pictures of him in the restroom. How cute. Paddington had never been in a bathroom before. While the water was running, he made himself at home. First of all, he tried writing this new name on the steam in the mirror. Then he used Mrs. Brown's shaving cream to draw a map of Peru on the floor. It wasn't until a drip landed on his head that he remembered what he was supposed to be doing. He soon discovered that getting into a bath is one thing, but it's quite another matter getting out. Again, especially when it's full of soapy water. Looks like he's making a mess, right? Yeah. Paddington tried calling out help, at first in a quiet voice as to not disturb anyone, then very loudly, help, help. When that didn't work, he began bailing the water out with his hat, but the hat had several holes in it, and his map of Peru soon turned into the sea of foam. Oh no, he overflowed the tub. Suddenly, Jonathan and Judy burst into the bathroom and lifted a dripping Paddington onto the floor. Thank goodness you're all right, cried Judy. We heard you calling out. Fancy making such a mess, said Jonathan admiringly. You should have pulled the plug out. Oh, said Paddington, I never thought of that. So the kids came to the rescue. Where are the adults? Said someone screaming help in the bathroom. Oh, look how cute. Look how cute. When Paddington came downstairs, he looked so clean that no one could possibly be cross with him. His fur was all soft, silky, with nose cleaned, and his paws had lost all traces of the jam and cream. The Browns made room for him in a small armchair, and Miss Bird brought him a pot of tea and a plate of hot buttered toast of marmalade. Settling in well, I see. Look at the cute little armchair. Now, said Mr. Brown, you must tell us all about yourself. I'm sure you must have lots of adventures. I have, said Paddington earnestly. Things are always happening to me. That sort of bear, he settled back in the armchair. I was brought up by my Aunt Lucy in darkest Peru, he began, but she had to go into a home for retired bears in Lima. He closed his eyes thoughtfully, and a hush fell over the room as everybody waited expectantly. Look. They all look very interested in everything that he's saying. Very attentive. After a while, when nothing happened, they began to get restless. Mr. Brown tried coughing. Then he reached across and poked Paddington. "Well, I never," he said. "I do believe he's fast asleep. After all that's happened to him," said Mrs. Brown. "Is it any wonder?" Oh, it's so cute. Super cute. We have our little activities to do. Ready? Let me know if you enjoyed that little book story. I'm gonna do this. This one's harder. Definitely. Let's see if I can get it on my first. Try. Hold on. Oh, I almost messed up right here, but I got it. I did it. I'm guessing this is a higher reading level. Maybe that's why the puzzle's a little harder. There's other Paddington books. I actually didn't know that they had Paddington and like other books. I thought it was all gonna be these back here. Remember. But I'm guessing they have just a bunch of different books. So I'm excited if I go get another one. I guess we'll see which is the next book they give me. But we have another activity. There's only 2 in this one. So this one says match the images with their names below. And number 1 is a hat. So which one looks like a hat to you? This one. So D is 1. A tag. Which one looks like a tag to you? E, right? So we'll go from here. And number 3, a teacup. Which one looks like a teacup to you? Yes. B, suitcase. A, and toast, obviously a C. Perfect. You did so good. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story time with me. Like always, I enjoy spending time with you, and I love reading to you. I'll see you